Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and September 6th of 2021 was the 30th anniversary of Darkwing Duck. And in honor of the 30th anniversary of that series, I saw the first two episodes of Darkwing Duck, titled Duckling Dance a Duck Parts 1 and 2. So, and also I'm going to review them. Now, at the moment I am making this video, uh, those two episodes are numbered as 29 and 30 on Disney Plus, when they should have been numbered as 1 and 2, since those are the first two episodes to air. So I don't know why it's like that, but anyway, well, part 1 starts with a narrator talking about the city of Saint Canard, and the narrator was Darkwing Duck. And well, he was talking about how it's just like any other city, and it has its fair share of crime. And thing is, and well, yeah, he was going around and searching for some criminals to fight. Now, Darkwing Duck, he's a custom crime fighter, and tries to be a superhero. However, it doesn't always go his he plan. And another thing is that unlike other superheroes, uh, Darkwing Duck, the reason he became a superhero was because he wanted fame. I get the president's attention so people can call him my hero and stuff. Now, in another scene, well, on, oh yeah, I remember now. Yes, Darkwing Duck was fighting criminals, and eventually he put them in a part of the jail. Of course, the police officer over there, he probably didn't understand what's going on, but anyway, still no recognition. Now, oh yeah, now remember at the newspaper that talks about this criminal named Doris Polba, a bull, and then we get cut to a scene where Doris Polba is talking with his henchman inside some kind of a facility, like, and well, he was talking about how, but there was a scientist, a goose, who was working on some kind of device called a Ramrod. However, somehow it caused the scientist to disappear without a trace. And well, that's how most people think that he took the code with him. However, Doris, those folk believe that his granddaughter, Gosalyn, who's also a goose, well, that she has the code as well. And he told his henchmen to go and fetch her. So, she can bring him the code. And then the henchman left, and then the facility had turned into a secondary jail cell, which revealed that turns out that Doris was a prisoner, and that he managed to do some secret hiding so the world will know what's going on. And now, eventually, later, Darkwing Duck, well, he uh, looking for a pilot to fly him somewhere, and then he meets up with Lunchbox McQuack, a pelican who before was in the cartoon series DuckTales. And also Launchpad, well, he said that he's a big fan of Darkwing Duck and that he's been following, you know, all that stuff he's been doing. And he wanted to be a Darkwing Duck's sidekick. Of course, Darkwing, he said he doesn't need a sidekick, and he just wants to use the play in the barn. And Launchpad said he has a better plane, but Darkwing said there's no time for that, so They took the other plane, not the one Launchpad was talking about, but the one that was in the barn. And then eventually, Darkwing Duck, he, I forgot, I don't know if he was in a parachute, but he went to the train and, I mean, to a train. And what he did, he fought the criminals who were hijacking it and defeated them. And then some guy came and told him to take his picture so he can be the newspaper. Now, the next day, we meet Goslin, and she was living at an orphanage. Now, the head of the orphanage, she was calling for Goslin, and well, at first Goslin thought she was in trouble, but she was told that somebody came to see her, and they told her that they knew her grandfather. And then they went to spend time with her, and the henchmen were walking with Goslin, and Goslin said that after her parents died, her grand her grandfather took her in, and they got along well. And then once he mysteriously disappeared, Goslin ended up in the orphanage. But she hopes to one day be adopted. And then soon the henchmen reveal who they really are and wanted to kidnap her. However, Darkwing came and arrived and came to the rescue. Of course, the fed Goslin thought she was a criminal, but he was. He told her he wasn't, and then she asked that if he's not a criminal, then why that he wearing a mask? And maybe there was another thing, but I remember that there's nothing more related to the criminal mind than the unknown, or something like that. And during the chase, well, Darkwing was being chased by the police. And when asking why she's being chased, well, he doesn't know why. However, a newspaper flew around and revealed that a headline talking about Darkwing Duck being a criminal. And then Launchpad came and said that he could be a sidekick, and Darkwing insisted that he doesn't need a sidekick. Eventually, the chase was over, and Darkwing took Gosalyn to his secret lair, and offered for her to stay for the night. And yeah, I think that's all you know for part one. Yeah. Now for part two, Darkwing, it started with Darkwing talking about fighting criminals, and then Gosling came in and started playing around. Oh no, I think in part one when he took to the layer that talked about being his career is too dangerous to involve a child, but then Gosling talked about how she might accidentally let somebody know where he lives, and then decided to let her stay for a while. Now back to part two. Let's see. Yes, he was yeah, they were doing breakfast, and then came the customer pushed his button on the machine, thinking it was a radio, but it was really some kind of a training course. And the customer was really good at what she was doing. Now, now Doris, when he found out about what happened, he wanted to, he managed to got the ramrod, and he finally, let's see, yes, anyway, once he got the machine, he thought he could use Morse code to trick Darkwing Duck into copying to him and bring Cousin with him. Now, later that night, Darkwing, he offered Cousin to sleep in his bed, and when Cousin asked where he would sleep, and he pointed out that he's a night person, and since he fights crimes at night, so he doesn't need to sleep at night for the moment. And then Gosselin told her about how when she was living with her grandfather, he would sing her a lullaby. And well, Darkwing said that he does the annoying lullaby, but then off told Gosselin that she could teach him so he can sing to her. So Gosling sang Darkwing the lullaby, and then once he memorized the lyrics, he he oh yes he sang her to sleep. And then he found a picture, the custom picture of her, which is of her and the grandfather. And then Darkwing noticed that the dreamer had some kind of bodies of different colors, and he finally realized that Gosling had the code all along, but she didn't even realize it, and said that well, for her sake, it's better stay that way. And then gave me some lights, and well, there was Boba who was using Morse code, and one of his henchmen asked, "What if Darkwing doesn't know Morse code?" And following that, Darkwing probably has some kind of Boy Scout manual that he keeps underneath his pillow so he can decipher it. And he was right; he did have it, and well, according to the Morse code, it says that Doris Volpa agrees to surrender. And then Darkwing went to the meeting, and well, turns out it was all a setup. And then I was gonna fight, and eventually Darkwing ended up in jail. And then under the night, oh yeah, Darkwing had to question what he was doing. However, and there came this guy who was one of the criminals who Darkwing put in jail before, and he says when Darkwing says to go ahead and go through with it, Launchpad came crashing in some kind of vehicle, and then Launchpad and Darkwing went to find Doris Boba. Now, oh, and also when Gosling was left all alone, she was kidnapped, and she was told to give the code, and then Darkwing came and went to fight her. Oh, another thing that whenever Darkwing fights is about to go against a criminal, he would have this whole "I am the terror that flaps the night" and so on, and it happens in every episode. Of course, what happens to the terror part, he has to say something different. But anyway, Darkwing was about to. Oh yeah, well, Doris says, well, even though Gosling would not tell him the code, she showed that he trusted him to tell Darkwing, and when Lucifer goes to die, then Darkwing go ahead and just keep the code and just press the button so it can be safe. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that how Darkwing got there. Well, after the jailbreak, well, after Darkwing got out of the jail with Launchpad, well, he showed him well, Launchpad flew Darkwing in some kind of a plane that's shaped like a duck, and Launchpad said that he made it, and it was designed after Darkwing. Now back to the battle. Well, even though Darwin gave the gold, Doris broke his word and let Dustin fall down. However, he was saved by Launchpad on that flying. I forgot what was the plane called, but yes, on it. And eventually, then Darkwing started to play with a ramrod and it went all crazy. And of course, Doris Pulver was defeated and all his henchmen ended in jail as well. And that was the end of the battle. Now, the next. Oh wait, I think something else happened. Oh yes, oh yeah. Before the battle ended, well, Darkwing went out the doors to defeat them. Or maybe it wasn't kind of a bomb, I don't know, but it was to help save the city. And then there was an explosion, and it looked like Darkwing was killed in it. Now, the next day, Gosling was back at the orphanage, and well, turns out that somebody came for her, and the lady who was the head of the orphanage said that she didn't feel that Gosling wasn't being herself or something like that. And then the person who wanted to, well, it then came a familiar voice. At least Gosling heard a familiar voice, and she heard something that she heard before. And then, well, after what it was a duck, and what he said, well, eventually Gosling went to him and hugged him and asked if he, well, she asked how he survived, and well, the duck said that he will, that he's well, it was Darkwing, but he wasn't wearing his outfit. He was probably some kind of like regular clothes, and he talked us about about it's not certain. Well, I forgot what he said, but anyway, eventually revealed that well told the woman that his name was Drake Mallard, which of course is the secret identity of Darkwing Duck. And of course, and then when the woman, the lady asked why he got hurt, he talked about like I think it was a rough night and that he'll have a daughter to worry about. And so once everything was settled, only when all the abduction papers were signed and everything became official, Gosling became Darkwing's new daughter. And then, and then when the lady asked, the head asked what, how she will manage to get around with a spring arm, and he said that he has help, and then came Launchpad crashing into the building in a car, I think it was, and then eventually Launchpad, Drake, and Gosling they left the orphanage and went out to start a new life. And that was the end of part two of Duckling Does the Duck. And of course, the other adventures they have, for the rest of the series. And of course, you can watch every episode of Duckling Duck on Disney Plus. And I'm not being paid by Disney to talk about, to say it. Just, doing something for the 40th anniversary of the cartoon. So, yes, and also you can do something as well. I mean, you can make do something creative to celebrate the 40th anniversary by maybe making a video or doing some kind of arts and craft, whatever it is you decide. And also, oh yeah, you can share on social media as well. And also, please subscribe to my channel because it will help me a lot. And also, please share this video on social media like Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. So that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.